It's a stretch of 3 matches in 11 days for Atlanta United 2 on this homestand. First one on the list, a visit from the Pittsburgh Riverhounds as they're chasing a playoff spot in the East. It's the USL Championship on ESPN Plus next. Time for some action at the Fraction. It's the USL Championship on ESPN Plus. Atlanta United 2, losers of 4 in a row, come in with a record of 4-19-4. The visiting Pittsburgh Riverhounds right now above the playoff bar. They are here in Kennesaw with a record of 13-7-5. Alongside Jason Longshore, I'm John Nelson. Thanks for accessing us however you are doing so. And for the remainder of the regular season, Jason, it's a chance for the Twos to act spoiler.
And it's the last opportunity for the Twos to get something off of Pittsburgh, a team they have never defeated in their history. Last time they got a result in Atlanta was in 2018, a draw at Coolray Field.
Let's take a look at some of the players to watch as the 17s are here tonight as well. On the visiting side, it's a homecoming.
Kind of a homecoming in reverse, because it was a homecoming when Robbie Mertz went back to Pittsburgh, and it's another kind of homecoming to come back to Fifth Third Bank Stadium. Robbie Mertz, 4 goals, 7 assists across both teams in 25 games. Can't say enough good things about Mertz, and the Riverhounds can use his attacking, playmaking abilities down the stretch.
For Atlanta United 2, focus on this go-round is for the new man at the top of the ladder in goals scored.
7 goals this season. Jackson Conway, he's a guy who thrives on confidence, and when you get a goal like he did last week against Loudoun United, you're going to be feeling pretty good about yourself. I'm excited to see what Conway brings tonight.
And we're excited to see what happens in the first 45. When we come back, it's starting 11s and the first half. It's the USL Championship on ESPN Plus. Atlanta United 2 and the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Stick and stay. We'll be right back.
BB&T and SunTrust are now Truest, together for better.
You wouldn't put your team on the same field as the pros. So why would you take them to the same doctor? From growth plates to emotional needs, teens are different than adult athletes. Take them where they're treated that way.
Piedmont believes in the people powering Georgia. It's why we're leading real change in healthcare, to give you a better, seamless, more unified experience, so you can simply access and manage your care all in one place, with tools that make it easy to find and book a doctor from almost anywhere, anytime. And even check in before you walk in. Let's keep powering Georgia's growth. Piedmont. Real change lives here.
Los accidentes suceden sin avisar y conseguir el tratamiento médico que usted o un familiar merece puede resultar difícil si no cuenta con la ayuda de un buen abogado. Por eso nos dedicamos a pelear por sus derechos, asegurándonos que usted no solo reciba la compensación que merece, sino que también reciba la mejor atención médica. Le atendemos en español. 404-888-8888. Bader Law Firm, comprometidos con usted y su familia.
BB&T and SunTrust are now Truest, together for better.
Welcome back to Kennesaw. Get you ready for the first 45 and the starting lineups here. With the walkout, we'll let you know who the officials are this evening as well. So let's take a peek at the lineups. So let's start with the visitors in Pittsburgh. No Russell Cicerone on the day.
No Cicerone, but I want to highlight Danny Griffin in the midfield. He's played all but 12 minutes last season. I think he's only missed 17 minutes since the start of last season, and he just holds everything down. 84% passing. Griffin is the one who allows Forbes to step forward and play make and makes everything work for Bob Lilly.
Dane Kelly on the bench for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. We'll keep an eye on him on the day as well. That's your look at Pittsburgh. Now for Atlanta United 2, lineups once again presented by our friends at Bader Scott. What do you see with Jack Collison's bunch today?
Well, it was given to us as a 4-5-1. It could be a little more like a 4-4-2. It could play like a 4-5-1 or a 4-3-3. I want to see this midfield of Tony Tiente, who was very good at Loudoun United, has been very good since joining Atlanta United 2. Tiente, Fortune, and Firmino, how they combine. And does Traeger come off of the wing, or does he pair up with Conway? And then where does that leave Luke Brennan, who's been in such good form, just got called into the U.S. Youth National Team pool?
Nelson Orji, Efren Morales, Alan Carlton, Eric Centeno, Doro Mateus, and Jonathan Vial on the bench for Atlanta United 2. In the middle, it's Katja Koroleva, your ARs today. Brian Marshall and Red Hamill. Your fourth official is Joshua Belk, so we will be keeping a listen to Katja Koroleva's whistle here on the day here in Kennesaw. Shout out to everybody who is watching from Pittsburgh at Mike's Beer Bar tonight. We get to hang out with President Jeff Garner as well. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast here from Kennesaw.
Is Jeff picking up the tab?
That's the question. That is the question.
I will be curious to hear about that one. Very cool, though. Very cool. Excited to see what the Hounds bring tonight. They're in a spot where they're trying to guarantee a home playoff game. Playoffs, not too much to worry about, but where can they get seeded? I think there's still a lot to play for Pittsburgh down the stretch, and adding somebody like number 14 really bolsters the attack.
Robbie was greeted incredibly warmly by the 17s. Great show of respect for someone who means a lot to the Atlanta United organization.
Yeah, I really can't say enough good things about Robbie Mertz and his time here in Atlanta with Atlanta United 2. Such a mentor to so many young players in the lineup who are much better for having had the experience of playing next to Robbie Mertz.
We're underway here in the first 45. Jason's Keys coming up just around the corner. Atlanta United 2 in their dress blacks with the 5 stripes north and south in the first 45. They're going to be going from right to left. And Pittsburgh will be heading the other direction. They're going to be going from left to right here in the first 45. Alex Dixon with the throw. Quick work. And you're going to get an early foul on Tony Tiente on Kizza.
Little strong there from Tiente. Kizza feels the contact, makes sure that he gets the foul. Tiente brings a little bit of physicality to a fairly smaller Atlanta United 2 side. I think that's why he just keeps earning time, his 12th game of the season since joining the team in mid-year.
There's your look at Tony Tiente. Canardo Forbes from just outside 25. Two-man wall for Atlanta United 2 on the setup here, as we're now in the second minute. Katja Koroleva looking at both players inside the 18. Forbes in with the right, headed up and away, and it's going to be goal kick for Atlanta United 2. Your keys for the match here for Atlanta United 2, what do you think?
Well, for Atlanta United 2, you've got to be brave, even against a team that is as strong and veteran-laden as Pittsburgh, and you're seeing it right now. Playing out of the back, Atlanta has to do that. That's what their whole game model is built on. Nice ball over the top here. They might get an opportunity out of it.
Firmino hanging on to it for the twos. Getting away from Mikael Williams. It's going to be a throw for Atlanta United 2 deep in the attacking half.
Yeah, revisit the rest of those keys quickly. The journey is something that Jack Collison talks about a lot with young players. Just because you're out of the playoff picture doesn't mean the journey's over for Atlanta United 2. Good cross there from Brennan. You have to continue building and growing as a young player if you want to get to the next level, and there's opportunities here for everybody on the pitch and everybody on the bench for Atlanta United 2 to do that. On the Pittsburgh side, they've owned this rivalry. 6 straight without a loss against the Twos, 4 wins, 2 draws. And that race for the prize, they're trying to get that home playoff game. It's such an advantage in the USL playoff structure to have that first playoff game at home.
Good save by Deekwa to keep possession for Pittsburgh. Over here to Danny Rivera. Looking centrally, and Atlanta United 2 tried to go the other way with it with Tristan Traeger, but the Riverhounds win possession back in Mikael Williams. Tristan Traeger once again chasing after it. Ordonez will send it back to Kevin Silva. Silva part of the goalkeeping platoon for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds in his 11th appearance on the season. Second in appearances behind Jamali White, who has 12 coming into this match today.
That's one question I have for Bob Lilly as you get later into the year. Goalkeepers are not a spot you really like to rotate back and forth when the games start meaning that little bit extra. Is Silva going to be the guy?
Bryce Washington, Cobb, and Tiente. All the way over to Mikey Ambrose and returned to Vicente Reyes. Bryce Washington looking centrally. Robbie Mertz with his first touch. Danny Griffin. You mentioned those numbers of Griffin, just one of the absolute stalwarts for Pittsburgh, not just this season, but the last two. Blocked by Noah Cobb, and it's going to stay in from Pittsburgh. Toward Reyes, easy grab there as it was sent in by Danny Rivera. Firmino looking for Highmar, and it's going to be a throw for Pittsburgh here as we're early in the 5th minute.
Atlanta's defending in a little bit more of a line of 5 with Highmar and Luke Brennan acting as wingbacks. Brennan has played that role a little bit during his time with Atlanta United 2. Played it for Atlanta United in the preseason this year as well. Highmar will love to get forward, as will Brennan, when they can transition into the attack.
Cobb looking for Conway. Shane Wheat was there. Griffin had Mertz. Decided to go back to Williams. Williams over to Rivera. Rivera past Luke Brennan, now centrally. Canardo Forbes up and over, saved and kept in by Pittsburgh. Now the flag is up offside.
Yeah, pretty sure that's a goal kick instead of the offside. Don't think he was able to make that save. Needed a size 13 boot.
I give him mine. Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I wear 13s.
Okay.
That could have kept it in. So goal kick.
Yeah, I don't think you could have kept it.
No.
You would have needed to have lent those boots.
Yes, that is correct.
Yes. You'd still be on the ground if you tried to make that save.
Absolutely true. And the physios would come out as well. Looking for Traeger over the top. Tracked it down briefly, but Arturo Ordonez was there for the Riverhounds. Pass over the touchline. It's going to be a quick throw for the twos here, and Tony Tiente. Conway on the turn. And Conway couldn't keep control over it. Shane Wheat was there to remind the AR and the center ref that did not happen, so it's going to be a throw for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it's a close one. I think Conway might have kept some of that ball on the line. But I thought the last one should have been a throw for Pittsburgh, so we're back to even. Looked like Conway got a touch as he was pressing up high. Atlanta has been able to play that ball over the top. It's a little out of character for them, but it's had success finding Firmino and Traeger early on.
Kiz's pass found Luke Brennan instead. Traeger back to Bryce Washington. Tiente. A Johnny Fortune, Bryce Washington return. Tiente now with a little bit of room. Center circle, Noah Cobb over to Mikey Ambrose.
New Papa Mikey Ambrose.
Looking for Highmar, couldn't keep it in, and it's going to be a throw for Pittsburgh again.
Yeah, getting Mikey back into the mix for the twos is a big help. Just adds another layer of security to the back line with so much youth around him, and we know that talented left foot that he has on set pieces. Talked about Mertz being a mentor to so many Atlanta United young players coming through the academy and playing for Atlanta United too. Mikey Ambrose has done that as well.
Back to Silva. Traeger pressuring. Rivera found an Atlanta United 2 player in Firmino instead, keeping possession, Tony Tiente. Back to Bryce Washington.
Yeah, you see the 3 center backs for Atlanta now as they build up the play.
Tiente blocked by Rivera. Kept by Canardo Forbes. Robbie Mertz. Luke Brennan in pursuit. Kept by Forbes. Looking down the left. Not able to keep it in was Danny Rivera. It'll be a throw for Atlanta United 2 here as we start the 9th minute.
Rivera, the 25-year-old from Bogota. 4 assists this year, and he adds a little more firepower to the attack from that left side as well. He's been battling it out with Luke Biasi for time. Biasi, the Metro Atlanta native.
Foul, an early card on Johnny Fortune.
Johnny picked up the captain's armband when Robbie Mertz went back to Pittsburgh. A little high there. Little surprised by the card that quickly. Maybe feels a little out of place for the way the game's gone early on. Now Fortune has to be careful. He has to play in and be very secure with the way he plays. He's somebody who likes to take some chances on tackles. He's not going to be able to do that on a yellow.
4th yellow on the season for Johnny Fortune. Forbes punched clear by Reyes. Kept by Robbie Mertz.
Sure hands by Reyes.
Looking down the right side, possession kept by Pittsburgh. Alex Dixon couldn't keep it. Good work by Firmino to keep control for Atlanta United 2. Looking for the switch, finding Luke Brennan on the right.
Good look by a Johnny Fortune there to find Brennan.
Brennan, slight push from behind, defense is there. And they're going to say last touch by Luke Brennan. It's going to be a throw for Pittsburgh.
That's what the Riverhounds can do. They defend so well all over the field. When you're able to double team like that, one player holds up the run after a good switch of play. Second player doubles down to cause the turnover.
There's Jack Collison, head coach of Atlanta United 2, with early instructions for his charges. Danny Griffin from left to right. Alex Dixon looking for Mertz. Ambrose was there instead, but Robbie Mertz sticks with it for Pittsburgh. Rivera. Canardo Forbes. Big switch again. Finds Alex Dixon. Shane Wheat over the top, looking for Kizza over the end line. It's going to be a goal kick.
Well read by Reyes. 10 saves last week. Bob Lilly. We might need to put a headset on Bob before the night's over, because we're going to hear him a lot on the broadcast. One of the greats in American soccer. Always love seeing Bob Lilly's teams play. And 2 of the most amazing stats as we're preparing for this one. 21 years of coaching. He's never missed the playoffs. He's never had a team that's finished below 500.
Wow. Looks like a foul on Canardo Forbes.
There's going to be a lot of talking back and forth between the 2 benches.
Yes. Let's take another look at this one.
Yeah, it's a kick from behind on Tiente, and when you compare it to the Johnny Fortune yellow, I think that was the frustration from Jack Collison as to why was one a yellow and the other not.
Heard it from the fans as well here. Atlanta United 2 regaining possession. Center circle, Tony Tiente. With Mikey Ambrose. Firmino trying to spin away from Robbie Mertz. Possession sticks with the 2s. Tiente again. He'll find Bryce Washington on the right. Brennan to Tiente. Tiente looks up. Was looking for Firmino. Jackson Conway with the big rip.
He scored from there before.
Johnny Fortune kept possession briefly for Atlanta United 2. Working away, Alex Dixon. Shane Wheat up the right.
It's great work by Highmar, who steps back as Mikey Ambrose stepped up to contain to prevent Pittsburgh from breaking down the right. I wasn't sure if Highmar was going to drop back and cover for Ambrose. He did, and he's in the right spot to make the play.
Fortune, Highmar. Mikey Ambrose gets away from Albert Dikwa briefly. And back to Vicente Reyes.
Pittsburgh just does such a good job defending all over the field, making it difficult to string passes together.
Bryce Washington gets away from Kizza to Tiente. Down the left, in control is Highmar. Tried to find Jackson Conway. It was picked off by Shane Wheat. And Wheat was looking for Dikwa, and it finally goes over the touchline. It'll be a throw for Atlanta United, too. And there's Jack Collison once again. Instructions with Highmar this time.
Yeah, I mean, it's the conversation about Highmar missing that pass trying to play Conway in, but he continued his run, put the pressure on, forced the ball to be turned right back over to Atlanta.
Ambrose. Johnny Fortune. Brennan available. Found it to Bryce Washington instead. Bryce to Brennan. Swept centrally to Noah Cobb. Mikey Ambrose with a little bit of room. Closed down by Pittsburgh. Noah Cobb will backtrack for Atlanta United 2 here early in the 15th minute. Goalless in Kennesaw.
It's a good organized start from Atlanta. Keeping the possession, something they always work to do. But not just keeping the ball to keep it, but trying to find those gaps. And we've seen the big switch and the ball over the top a few times that's had some success. But you have to set that up by keeping possession and building out of the back.
Looking down the left over the top of Wheat, tracking it down is Highmar. But he can't quite control it after the first touch, and it looks like.
No, it's intentional. He backheels it off the defender to earn the corner. That's ridiculous skill from Highmar. Long ball over the top. Knows he really doesn't have a lot to work with here, but just a little back heel chop, as we'll see it again, off the defender and gets the corner. If that comes off and the defender's not there, great, you can spin back around, but otherwise you're getting a corner really out of a long ball and an opportunity here for Atlanta.
Let's see what Tristan Traeger has in mind. An in-swinger with the right. A lot of folks toward the top of the sixth. Low ball headed up into the air. Bounces outside the 18 off the second hop. Pittsburgh on a bit of a break now with Robbie Mertz. Mertz will peel it back after not having the numbers.
It's a hard run from Noah Cobb to make sure that Mertz didn't have options going forward.
Griffin with the long ball from left to right.
What a ball from Griffin.
Alex Dixon toward the top of the sixth, up and over Brennan. Mertz in control, just inside the 18, headed away. Wheat keeps possession for Pittsburgh, closed down, but once again it'll be kept by Pittsburgh, and they'll have to backtrack a little bit more. About 40 yards from goal.
These are the moments Atlanta has to deal with better than they have lately. You're going to lose control of the game from time to time, but how you ride that moment out is what keeps the opponent off the board.
Dixon. Kizza. In toward the top of the six once again. Bryce Washington got contact, not all the way out of the 18. Kizza had a shot. Wanted to try to get a second one. Mikey Ambrose tries to chip it out of trouble. He does. It'll be a throw for Atlanta United, too.
Yeah, you just can't get pinned in like that. Pittsburgh had some sustained moments in the final third, put some dangerous crosses in, but never a clean look. Tiente with a good block.
Highmar with Jackson Conway, and Jackson Conway sends it all the way from one side to the other. Too much on it. It's going to be Pittsburgh's possession.
Yeah, no risk, though. You're trying to hit Brennan there on a 70-yard switch. If you pull it off, great. Brennan's got space in front of him. If not, it's a throw on the edge of the middle third.
Rivera, Dikwa, Canardo, Forbes. Looking for Mertz, up and over. Robbie will track it down in the corner. Rivera toward the 6, headed up into the air. Firmino had second touch, but here's Wheat again for Pittsburgh, keeping possession. Wheat past Mertz, well read by Luke Brennan. Brennan looking for Traeger up and over the top. Can't track it down. It will be a throw for Pittsburgh here as we head toward the 19th minute.
Don't mind that at all from Luke Brennan. He gets his head up. He sees it's 2v2. It's Traeger and Conway against 2 Pittsburgh defenders. Throw it up and see if you can make something happen there. I don't mind that risk at all. It's good awareness because he didn't just send it. He got his head up and saw the matchups that he had.
Rivera thought about throwing it into Dikwa, found Kizza instead. Into the open space. Backtracking will be Alex Dixon. Toward Kizza. And you're going to get a foul on Firmino.
Kizza on loan from the New England Revolution. 31 goals in college at Pitt. 11 games here with the Riverhounds. I think he has all the tools to make it at the next level. He needs these games, though. And he needs a coach like Bob Lilly to connect the dots for him to get to that next level.
Rivera was looking for Dixon. Didn't find him. Chased for possession back and forth once again. And there's Danny Griffin.
Yeah, Kizza just didn't give up on that. Fought back to win it.
Dixon to Mertz. Over to Rivera on the left. Canardo Forbes toward the top of the 6. Headed down, and the hop takes it over the bar. Close call there for Pittsburgh.
Ooh, Albert Deke was going to want that one back. I'm not sure how he put that over the bar. Great cross in and a nice run from Dikwa. Got in behind Mikey Ambrose. Little bit of a bump from Ambrose, but Dikwa's just got to put that straight ahead and pick a side.
Mikey Ambrose finds Noah Cobb inside the 18.
Atlanta can't get pinned in here by the Riverhounds, though. The more Pittsburgh has the ball in the attacking half, they're going to find a goal if they get to camp out on the side.
Ambrose to Jackson Conway. Conway looking for Luke Brennan. Brennan trying to chase the ball away from Rivera. Center circle once again, Danny Griffin. Robbie Mertz on the left-hand side. Cuts it centrally. Has some space and some options. Dixon has Wheat to his right. That's where he goes. On the ground, Noah Cobb is there to defend for Atlanta United 2.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's starting to find the soft spots in the way Atlanta's set up. You saw the 2-on-1 with Mertz and an overlapping Rivera on Brennan. Brennan just can only shield that.
Headed into the air. Tristan Traeger gets possession for Atlanta United 2. He finds Luke Brennan.
Got to make something happen in these moments to force Pittsburgh back a little bit.
There's the double team again you were talking about on Luke Brennan. Last touch by Pittsburgh, so sticks with the 2s. Halfway through the 22nd minute, goalless here in Kennesaw. A Johnny Fortune all the way back to Vicente Reyes.
Reyes' ability with the ball at his feet has improved so much over the last couple of years.
Bryce Washington looking long. Pittsburgh is there. Robbie Mertz now in possession. Past Highmar, kept by Alex Dixon. Back to Mertz and to Shane Wheat. Griffin chips it over Highmar as Highmar is there defending against Dixon, seeing if it goes out over the touchline. It does not. Kept in, but it heads right to Robbie Mertz. does not happen for Pittsburgh with that particular notion inside the 18, so it'll be a goal kick for Atlanta United 2 here halfway through the 23rd. We're at the halfway point of the first half, goalless.
Good defending that time around from Atlanta after Highmar just had to knock it forward and try to get out of the corner. We'll see if Atlanta can stay organized as Pittsburgh starts committing more and more numbers forward. We've seen Shane Wheat pop up in the attack a few times.
Mikael Williams gets to that ball first instead of Tristan Traeger. Ends up going all the way back to Kevin Silva. Wheat over the top, and there is Pittsburgh with an opportunity, well defended by Atlanta United. To Canardo. Forbes misses, wide right, chance for Pittsburgh.
Great long ball over the top from the Riverhounds. Haven't seen much of that so far tonight. Gets in behind Dikwa. Great recovery run from Bryce Washington. Forbes goes for the glory, hits it off the outside of the right foot. It's always tailing away. That's a tough one for Reyes because it's right at the top of the 18. He's got defenders there. Ultimately makes the right decision because Washington's tracking back and makes the play.
Dixon found a Johnny Fortune instead. Jackson Conway with the one touch.
What a ball.
Charging through, Tristan Traeger tries to work it back from his right to his left. Fans want a whistle, don't get it. Well defended by Pittsburgh, and they regain possession.
Yeah, I think Wheat makes a great play there. I'd like to see where his arm was if the ball that Traeger's trying to chop over him caught the arm in the air. But what a ball from Jackson Conway. First time to play Traeger in.
Mikey Ambrose back to a Johnny Fortune. Firmino. Gets it back, now headed towards center circle. Turns to his left to Mikey Ambrose. Fortune again. Ambrose surveys. Plays it back to Vicente Reyes. Kizza chasing Ambrose for Pittsburgh. Looking down the left for Jackson Conway. Too much on it, can't control. It'll be a throw for the Riverhounds here as we head toward minute 26, goalless.
Yeah, tough one for Conway to bring down and be able to do anything with that one. But Pittsburgh had really taken away all the options for Atlanta. Let's go back to the Traeger opportunity. Wheat tracking, slides in front. Now, that's a great tackle from Shane Wheat. Arm was up, and when I saw it up, that's what made me think, okay, we need to take another look. But brilliant defending from Shane Wheat.
Tiente. Highmar. Bryce Washington will track it down, give to Luke Brennan. Washington back to Vicente Reyes. Mikey Ambrose. Tiente to Noah Cobb.
Got to find the gaps here as you build up the play. Pittsburgh with a three-man front line. When Tiente drops in, you can outnumber them, but you can't turn it over there.
Turnover by the twos. Kizza. Tiente is there, sent in toward the six. Noah Cobb there to defend well for Atlanta United 2.
But now you can break potentially. Heavy touch forced it back from Firmino.
A Johnny Fortune. To Bryce Washington. And Noah Cobb along the back. Firmino cuts to the inside. Looking for Traeger again. Defended by Pittsburgh. That was Arturo Ordonez. Pittsburgh charging up once again. Forbes center circle. Had help to his left with Rivera. Gives to Danny Griffin instead. Griffin to Robbie Mertz. Back and forth with Dikwa. And it was Griffin's turn with Dikwa.
Griffin, the metronome for the Riverhounds.
Dixon. Wheat. Headed up into the air by Mikey Ambrose. Pressure still here from Pittsburgh. Robbie Mertz now. Griffin to Rivera. Into the middle. Luke Brennan's there and a foul on Griffin.
Excellent from Luke Brennan. Outstanding from Luke Brennan in that moment. 17 years old. Steps in, reads it, feels the contact, knowing that his team has been under a lot of sustained pressure. Little bit of contact, get that foul and reset. Really well done by Luke Brennan.
Cobb. Tiente. No foul there. Here comes Pittsburgh again. But there's a Johnny Fortune. Tiente now back up to his feet. Riverhounds pressure continues. Cut back. Mertz. Saved!
Blocked by Washington on the line.
Griffin takes Bryce Washington a foul there.
Whole sequence started with Tiente getting bowled over. Looked like it could have been a foul called. Atlanta's completely out of shape when the ball turns over. Some last-ditch defending from a Johnny Fortune and then Bryce Washington. But the foul here, Kizza on Washington, gets Atlanta out of it. Let's go back to the opportunity that Washington, dropping in, makes the big play inside the 6-yard box. Not sure if Reyes is getting there.
Reyes with possession now for Atlanta United 2, heading toward the 30th minute. Looking long down the left. Headed by Wheat to Silva. And Pittsburgh will charge once again from left to right. Wheat with a little bit of room. Highmar closed that down. Bryce Washington wins the ball ahead of Kizza. Here comes Luke Brennan again.
Good first step to create some space. Finds a teammate. Good work from Brennan once again.
Jackson Conway to Fortune. Turns to Noah Cobb. Bryce Washington. Noah Cobb looking over to Washington to his right. Cobb goes to Reyes now. Reyes lifts up his head. He's going to go long down the middle looking for Jackson Conway. Ordonez was there to defend. Here comes Atlanta United 2. Traeger to Brennan. Looking far post up into the air. Wheat heads it away. It'll be a throw deep in the attacking half for Atlanta United 2.
Just a little under hit there from Brennan, because I'm with you. I think he's looking all the way across to play Highmar. It's not overhit for Conway. I think he's looking for Highmar, just not quite enough on it. Long throw from the Brazilian upcoming.
Highmar from the cement to the grass looking, and Silva is there, no problem for Pittsburgh. Swats at it with the left and tracking it down. Well done there is Dequa.
What a ball from Silva. Love a goalkeeper who can hit that kind of precise sidewinder.
Dixon from right to left finds Rivera. Canardo Forbes stood up by Tony Tiente. Wheat pressing forward. Dixon. Settle, turn, up and over. Chance was there for Kizza, but he couldn't quite hit it flush.
Pittsburgh's starting to find a pattern that's working really well for them. When they get Atlanta pinned into a line of 5 and then 3 central midfielders that are generally holding midfielders by nature, it's when Shane Wheat pops forward. He's got acres of space to operate in, and he can pull things apart with his presence. It's going to take Traeger Conway really chasing back to make sure that Wheat's accounted for.
Mertz won the second ball, but it goes to Highmar. Atlanta United 2 with possession. Tiente looking for Brennan. Bumped by Rivera, bumped off the ball. Possession to the visitors once again. Griffin over to Robbie Mertz on the left. Back and forth with Forbes. Griffin to his right. Finds Arturo Ordonez.
Here comes Wheat once again.
From Dixon. Looking for Dequa. Cobb is there to defend for Atlanta United 2. Pittsburgh has to retreat, but once again, it's Wheat. Rivera looking up and over, and it goes up and over everybody. Goal kick for Atlanta United 2.
Look, in those situations, it's a little bit of a gamble because when Atlanta has turned Pittsburgh over and it's 2v2, they found some good long balls and opportunities for Conway and Traeger, but you're also then matching numbers with Pittsburgh in the attacking half, and with the talent that the Riverhounds have, it can be a dangerous gamble.
Bryce Washington finds Firmino. Firmino got it away from Danny Griffin to keep possession for Atlanta United 2. Mikey Ambrose now up the left. Stood up by Pittsburgh. Possession won by Dixon. He goes back to Wheat.
Yeah, just didn't quite come off clean from Ambrose as he was trying to find space for a pass.
Wheat looking for Dikwa. Noah Cobb is there. Big hop. Among 4 players, here comes Atlanta United 2 with it, but Ordonez is there to get in the way for Pittsburgh.
Fortune went for the home run, trying to play Traeger through. Didn't miss by much.
Traeger chasing Wheat now. Back to Ordonez. And over to Kevin Silva.
Yeah, Pittsburgh keeps their head. They should be able to play through the 2 because there's 3 center backs, and as we've seen from Silva tonight, he's very comfortable with the ball at his feet as well.
Forbes. Bryce Washington is there on the through ball. And they're going to get a foul on Bryce Washington.
Free kick on the outside. Corleva's going to make them hold it here. They're not going to be allowed to play it quickly. We'll take another look at that and see if Deke was going down first. There's a little bit of contact. Again, the yellow kind of feels out of place because I think it's more of them coming together and the feet maybe getting tangled up a little bit. Don't know about the yellow, but I'm okay with the foul called there because Washington does have the arm extended. There's some contact, and I think their feet get tangled up. Dequel was looking for some of that, too. And look, that's what attackers do. Nothing wrong with it.
4-man wall for Atlanta United 2. Canardo Forbes. 40 assists in his career. Tries to sweep it in. Grabbed nicely by Reyes.
Good hands from Vicente Reyes.
Wanted to go for the quick release, but Kizza was there to prevent that.
Hey, if it's not going to be called, if a card's not going to be shown in those moments, yeah, you absolutely step in front of the goalkeeper and prevent them from going long when you're exposed defensively.
Washington to Noah Cobb. Over to Reyes. Cobb picked his head up and was looking for Firmino, and instead back with Pittsburgh and Robbie Mertz.
The defending in the attacking half from Pittsburgh tonight is outstanding.
Danny Griffin turns. Ordonez up the middle, had a lot of room. Give once again to Rivera on the left. Brennan there for Atlanta United 2 to Griffin. Ordonez closed down by Traeger. Wheat looking for Dikwa inside the 18, charging to grab it as Reyes. And as Ambrose, Reyes, and Dikwa were all charging for it, now the physios are coming out.
Yeah, I want to get another look at this one because you can clearly hear Reyes call for it. Deke was not going to back off of it because the goalkeeper's calling for it. Ambrose trying to shield him. Deke goes through the back of Ambrose here with hands in the back, shoves him over, kind of shoves him into the goalkeeper. From what we've seen from yellow cards tonight, that has to be a yellow. That's putting not just Ambrose in danger, but a goalkeeper in danger because Deke was not getting there. He's got to go through a defender. Surprised that's not a yellow with where we've seen the line tonight because there's clear hands in the back. There's more contact there than the Bryce Washington foul from earlier.
Jack Collison catching up with the AR, Joshua Belk. Take another look.
Now look at this from the other angle. See if we can tell the extent of the contact as he hits Ambrose in the back. Yeah, I mean, you can tell Ambrose jumps forward. Dequa's got every opportunity to go to that ball. Don't get me wrong. Every opportunity to make a play there. But when he shoves the player into the goalkeeper, little surprised. The trainer, Atlanta United's trainer, picked up a yellow for the comment on that, and not Dequa for the shove in the back of Ambrose.
Okay.
I'm glad. Well, I hope. I don't think I'm eligible to pick up a yellow card, but I probably would have got one for what I just said.
That's an interesting one.
Hey, again, you find where the line is, and if that's where the line is for Dequa, be exceedingly aggressive and make Atlanta think next time when that ball's there, hey, he's coming in full bore and he might shove me out of the way, and you make people flinch.
Right. So we'll keep an eye on the line for the remaining 7 minutes plus 45. Pittsburgh in possession, goalless here in Kennesaw late in the 39th minute. Into the right-hand corner, Mikey Ambrose there defending against Kizza. Foul on Kizza.
Mikey's leaving nothing to chance that time as Kizza's charging into him. Ambrose slows down, draws the contact. Johnny Fortune wearing the captain's armband. I think the conversation he's having is, hey, where are the yellows the other way? That's a fair question. Look, it's been an entertaining match. It's a chess match right now with the way these teams are structured. But those are the little things that can decide it as we get deeper into it, because there's two Atlanta players now on a yellow, and they're going to be forced to make some difficult decisions as the night goes on.
And after that conversation was wrapped up with a Johnny Fortune, looking like Katja Koroleva had a bit of a furrowed brow.
Didn't really care for what a Johnny was saying, it appeared.
Up and over once again, looking for Dequa with Noah Cobb. And it's going to be goal kick, last touch by Dequa.
Dequa's a handful, and he's having a career year this year. 7 goals, 3 assists in 24 games. He's got over 100 games at this level at 24 years old, the Cameroonian. He's a handful. He makes you work, and he makes you think if you're defending him.
Back to Reyes. Dequa coming in from Reyes' right. Reyes was looking for Traeger up into the air. Ordonez on the second challenge. Wanted away from Jackson Conway, but Traeger comes down with it for Atlanta United 2. Ordonez is there for the Riverhounds toward the top of the 6th. Up and over, headed away by Pittsburgh, chasing at a full gallop is Luke Brennan.
Luke Brennan showing some wheels in front of Mikael Williams, who won the initial header.
Brennan looking far post, grabbed by Silva.
Good look, but Silva has that the whole way.
Mertz to Rivera. Rivera's got a lot of room down the left-hand side. Brennan closing. Mertz. TNT keeping an eye on Robbie Mertz. They'll go back to Griffin. Griffin over to Weed again. 10 yards to run. Give to Dixon. Dixon toward the top of the 6th. Easy grab by Reyes, looking for the quick outlet.
Yeah, miss it a little bit there from Dixon. Not what you're accustomed to seeing from the veteran. Easy pickings for Reyes.
Cobb. A Johnny Fortune. Down the left, up and over Highmar. Too much. It'll be a throw for Pittsburgh.
Highmar pointing. He wanted that out in front of him so he could run a bit. I think Bob Lilly's cranking up the intensity a bit from Pittsburgh as we're seeing them commit a few more numbers forward, not just in the attack, but to defend in those moments. Trying to force Atlanta to play into the central midfielders and trap them.
Kizza controls and keeps it for Pittsburgh, but sent into the attacking half. Noah Cobb will get there for Atlanta United 2. Three minutes plus any added time that we have here in the first 45. Goalless in Kennesaw. Pittsburgh north of the playoff bar. Atlanta United 2 acting as spoiler for the remainder of the season. The first game of a 3-game homestand. 3 matches in 11 days for the Twos. Nice ball chested down. Second touch betrayed a little bit. Ordonez sends it away.
That's that man Griffin again, winning another big tackle in the middle of the field.
Dixon, Johnny Fortune keeping an eye. Robbie Mertz pulled out the air brakes, got possession, gives to Rivera. Griffin. Mertz was calling for it, ends up going to the left for Rivera instead. Stepping in the way nicely there was Nick Firmino.
Good read from Firmino's. Still converting from an attacking midfielder to more of a holding midfielder.
Foul on Jackson Conway.
Not a lot in that. Conway's got a little to say about it to Ordonez. Even as they go for it here. Yeah, it's a foul. He gets the shove in the back. Ordonez makes a lot of it, but foul. No problem with that call. They were even, and then Ordonez got a step, and that got Conway's forearm into his back.
Mikael Williams. Forward for Pittsburgh, give to Rivera. Into the middle, and Canardo Forbes. Forbes finds Mertz. Heavy touch, but Deke was saved through the gloves and in. It's a goal for Pittsburgh.
So the goals that will break your back right there. It's not a heavy touch from Robbie Mertz. He knows exactly what he's doing, taking this first time and playing it into the run of Dikwa. Dikwa takes care of everything he has left to beat Reyes. Look at that outside of the foot touch from Mertz into a pocket. Let Dikwa go get it. He's got space on Cobb. That's brilliant from Robbie Mertz and a great finish from Albert Dikwa, his 8th of the season.
Goes through Vicente Reyes and a goal on the board for the visitors. As they are right now in that 4-5 race in the playoffs in the East. Every point matters, especially when you can go on the road and get 3. Here come the Riverhounds again. Dikwa. Bryce Washington keeping an eye. Back to Canardo Forbes.
Atlanta has to get out of the half without conceding again, and Pittsburgh has an opportunity to hit the knockout punch right now if they go for it.
Forbes to Wheat. 1 minute added here in the first 45. Too much for Griffin there from Wheat. It'll be a goal kick for Atlanta United 2.
Smart from Reyes, not playing short, just go long after running as much clock as you can there. Get to the locker room and regroup, because it's been a good half for Atlanta United too, a very good half against one of the most organized teams in the league. You concede late there, it's going to get a little wobbly.
Tiente up into the air. Jackson Conway winds, and it's up and over Silva, so it'll be a goal kick with about 10 seconds to go here first half.
Again, Jackson Conway's range is anywhere inside the state lines of Georgia. No problem with him going for that. He scores spectacular goals all the time. Not quite that one.
And Katja Koroleva blows the whistle. That's it for the first 45. When we come back, we'll take a tour of the USL. We'll let you see what else is going on here in the league. Busy action tonight. Jack Collison will talk to the twos here at the intermission. Pittsburgh, the only goal on the board, and that man right there got credit just before the break. Dikwa, the goal. Pittsburgh, the lead. Riverhounds lead at 1-0. Over Atlanta United 2. This is the USL Championship on ESPN+. Halftime coming up just around the corner, where we take the tour around the league.
BB&T and SunTrust are now Truist, together for better.
You wouldn't put your team on the same field as the pros. So why would you take them to the same doctor? From growth plates to emotional needs, teens are different than adult athletes. Take them where they're treated that way.
Piedmont believes in the people powering Georgia. It's why we're leading real change in healthcare. To give you a better, seamless, more unified experience. So you can simply access and manage your care all in one place. With tools that make it easy to find and book a doctor from almost anywhere, anytime. And even check in before you walk in. Let's keep powering Georgia's growth. Piedmont. Real change lives here.
Los accidentes suceden sin avisar y conseguir el tratamiento médico que usted o un familiar merece puede resultar difícil si no cuenta con la ayuda de un buen abogado. Por eso nos dedicamos a pelear por sus derechos, asegurándonos que usted no solo reciba la compensación que merece, sino que también reciba la mejor atención médica. Le atendemos en español. 404-888-8888. Bader Law Firm, comprometidos con usted y su familia.
BB&T and SunTrust are now truest, together for better.
Welcome back to Kennesaw. Pittsburgh up 1-0 here at the break. Let's start our tour of the USL Championship and let you know what else is going on around the league. But we'll start off with the Team of the Week presented by our friends at Konami eFootball for Week 24. And your Player of the Week, the guy right there at the top of the page, a 7-save shutout for Austin Warmel and FC Tulsa over Indy 11 to keep their playoff chances alive, meaning FC Tulsa. FC Tulsa will be the next team here in this 3-match homestand for Atlanta United 2. Eastern Conference players on the list for Team of the Week. You've got Matt Lewis at the back line for Detroit City, Aiden Stanley for the Miami FC. Also, Jeremy Garay from Loudoun United, Aaron Malloy, Memphis 901, Enzo Martinez from Birmingham Legion having a fantastic year for them, and Kyle Vossel also in your two forwards in your 4-4-2. That's your Team of the Week for Week 24, presented by our friends at Konami eFootball. This is coming into tonight and how things are in the East. You see Lou City's getting a bit of breathing room over Memphis 901. 4 points, and Lou City with a match in hand coming into the weekend. Tampa Bay is third with 48, but Birmingham Legion is breathing down their neck, but Tampa Bay has a match in hand. Pittsburgh coming into tonight's at 44. They are looking to add to that as they lead Kennesaw. Then you've got another grouping at 6 and 7. That would be where your playoff bar ends, with the Miami FC at 40, Detroit City at 39. FC Tulsa, we mentioned them. They're at 31. Hartford Athletic and Indy 11 finish out your top 10 in the East. That is a small piece of the information that you need to know about the USL Championship. Here's more of the info around the league.
put your team on the same field as the pros. So why would you take them to the same doctor? From growth plates to emotional needs, teens are different than adult athletes. Take them where they're treated that way.
Welcome back to Kennesaw. Great sunset here north of Atlanta. We know that some of the athletic activities in the city itself have had weather delays. We have not here in Kennesaw. That is the picture that a lot of folks get to see here at the Fraction, with Pittsburgh leading by the score of 1-0 after the first 45. Some of the news and notes, and a lot of it has to do with coaching, frankly, in the last 7 days. Big news out of Hartford. Hartford Athletic has announced that Tamp Ramos is going to be their new head coach, not taking the touchline immediately. It's going to be another couple of weeks. He will assume duties at the first of the month, but it'll be another match or two after that before he takes full work on the touchline for Hartford. And Phoenix Rising have brought in their new head coach, Juan Guerra. They struck an agreement with Oakland Roots with 10 games to go left in the season. So Juan Guerra will now be on the touchline for Phoenix Rising. Very difficult season for them south of the playoff bar in the West. And also a third coaching note involving LA Galaxy 2. Los Dos have appointed Marcelo Sarvas, who played for the club from 2012 to 2014, as their new head coach, succeeding Yohan DeMay, who now is joining the first-team coaching staff under Greg Vanney. Last piece of news, it is groundbreaking, and we mean that both literally and figuratively. Very cool stuff. You might recognize the guy in the middle of the picture with the hard hat, and apparently he didn't get to keep the hard hat. That's Michael Parkhurst, Atlanta United 2, former captain, MLS Cup winner, part of the project at Tidewater Landing with Rhode Island Pro Soccer. And you see a lot. You see the official groundbreaking there. It looks like it's going to be a 9-figure facility right there on the water as they try to bring the USL to Rhode Island. You see the facility right there and what it's going to look like. They're calling it Riptide Stadium for the moment, but very, very cool stuff as the USL continues to expand USL Championship in Rhode Island. Let's take a look at some of the scores that we have on a very, very busy Saturday. You look at upcoming schedule. We'll get to the scores in just a bit. Upcoming games, you've got the Switchbacks in downtown Colorado Springs taking on New Mexico United in a big Western Conference game. Monterey Bay and Los Dos. That one is at 10 o'clock. Also, Sacramento Republic and Oakland Roots. El Paso Locomotive at Southwest University Park taking on Phoenix Rising that we just talked about. Vegas Lights and Rio Grande Valley. That one's at Cashman at 10:30. Tomorrow, it is Birmingham and Red Bulls 2, so we'll keep an eye on that one. Red Bulls 2, they came back and got a point last time out against Pittsburgh. A frustrating draw for the Riverhounds. Can they do the same to Birmingham Legion at 5 o'clock? We will find out some of the games that you have upcoming here in the USL Championship. So let's take a look at some of the action going on right now. Surprise with 30 minutes to go. Indy 11 leading San Antonio FC. There is a bit of space in the West for San Antonio between 1 and 2. Indy 11 with a lead with 30 to go. Tampa Bay leading the defending champs 2-0. It's been a rough season for Orange County SC. FC Tulsa and Loudoun, they are goalless. They are underway with 23 minutes to go. Less than 30 to go. Another surprise. The Miami FC, can they hang on and get full points with Lou City at the top? And at the break, Charleston and Detroit City, they are tied. So that is your look at everything going on USL Championship-wise. When we come back with Pittsburgh heading toward the second 45 minutes, we'll take a look at stats and get you ready for the second 45. It's the USL Championship here in Kennesaw. Stick and stay. We'll be right back.
BB&T and SunTrust are now Truist, together for better.
You wouldn't put your team on the same field as the pros. So why would you take them to the same doctor? From growth plates to emotional needs, teens are different than adult athletes. Take them where they're treated that way.
Piedmont believes in the people powering Georgia. It's why we're leading real change in healthcare. To give you a better, seamless, more unified experience. So you can simply access and manage your care all in one place. With tools that make it easy to find and book a doctor from almost anywhere, anytime. And even check in before you walk in. Let's keep powering Georgia's growth. Piedmont, Real change lives here.
Los accidentes suceden sin avisar y conseguir el tratamiento médico que usted o un familiar merece puede resultar difícil si no cuenta con la ayuda de un buen abogado. Por eso nos dedicamos a pelear por sus derechos, asegurándonos que usted no solo reciba la compensación que merece, sino que también reciba la mejor atención médica. Le atendemos en español. 404-888-8888. Bader Law Firm, comprometidos con usted y su familia.
BB&T and SunTrust are now Truist, together for better.
Welcome back to Kennesaw. 17's getting ready for the second 45 minutes, and it came down to one moment. A Dequa goal in the 45th. That's the difference. Pittsburgh leading by the score of 1-0. So let's take a look at how we got to this particular moment in time. And it was Atlanta United, too, coming up big on defense when they needed.
Yeah, felt like Pittsburgh was building towards getting that goal. Atlanta looking for the ball over the top. Great sliding challenge from Shane Wheat, getting in front of Tristan Traeger. As the half went on, though, the Riverhounds were starting to set up shop inside the attacking half. Bryce Washington having to clear one off the line. A turn, a shot over the bar, a free kick that's dangerous that Reyes gets both hands to. But it felt like a matter of time, and it's an outside-of-the-foot pass from Robbie Mertz into Albert Dequa, who gets it past Reyes. A good finish from Dequa for his 8th goal of the season.
So that is the one goal that's on the board. Here's your look at your halftime stats. This is what we see. What else do you think?
Yeah, it's some one-way traffic when you look at shots, 9-2. It felt a little more even just in the run of play. Atlanta was looking for the longer ball over the top. Pittsburgh was a little more methodical in building up the attacks. When you go beyond these numbers, it's the duels. Pittsburgh has won 63% of the duels and 2/3 of the aerial duels. They're winning all of the 50-50s, and Atlanta United 2 has to find a way to change that in the second half.
You see those two yellow cards. One came to a Johnny Fortune in the 9th minute. Bryce Washington got the other in the 35th, so we'll have to keep an eye on numbers 8 and 27 in the second 45. That's your first half match stats. Pittsburgh with the one goal on the board. And I guess we could revisit the keys here briefly. Your keys to the match as we head toward the second 45.
Pittsburgh has owned it in general. They've been in control. They've made that trade-off of getting numbers forward, knowing it's going to be 2v2 in the back from time to time, and they're handling it. So they're in control. That race to get that home playoff game, they're in a great position. They were in a great position last week as well. 2 goals to start the match. They gave up one before halftime, and Red Bulls 2 found one in the second half. I'm sure Bob Lilly is reminding them of that at halftime. For Atlanta United 2, the bravery, I think, was there. I think it was. I think they had a game plan, and it was a pretty well-played half. Knowing what Pittsburgh can do, I think Jack Collison and Atlanta United 2 came in with a way they wanted to try to handle it. They did for the majority of the half. Even though the numbers and the stats are skewed, Atlanta United 2 was in the game. They're still in the game, but now they've got to open up just a little bit more and get more numbers forward.
Riverhounds in the second 45 are going to be going from right to left as you are watching here from Fifth Third Bank Stadium. 5 stripes are going to be going from left to right, looking at the benches to see who's available. For Atlanta United 2, it's Nelson Orji, Darwin Mateus, Eric Centeno, Efren Morales, Johnny Vial, and Alan Carlton. The second keeper tonight is 16-year-old Nash Skoglund. And also for Pittsburgh, you've got Angelo Kelly, Mark Ibarra, Luis Argudo, Jesse Williams, Jelani Peters, Dane Kelly, which we could have a really cool piece of USL Championship history if that happens, and your second keeper is Chase Vosvik.
John, you just ran through a foul throw, which I think is the first time we've seen one of those this season.
I would agree. I think it is the first time.
That's momentous. What Dane Kelly could do if he comes in the match is also momentous, but a foul throw, you don't see that very often.
Okay, so for those that don't quite understand...
Well, you'd have to ask the referee what the foul was. I mean, I don't know, maybe the back foot was up. I didn't really see much of a foul throw there, but okay, whatever.
Because that is one of the rarest of birds. It's almost like getting a 2 on a par 5, seeing a foul throw here in soccer.
It just doesn't happen very much. I think the 2s on the par 5s might happen a little bit more often. Usually referees are very lenient, especially in the middle third, on foul throws.
Conardo Forbes for Pittsburgh finds Dequa. back a bit to Griffin. Griffin working it over to the left. Robbie Mertz is there to help out. Give to Shane Wheat. Forbes on the right. Back to Wheat once more. Defense is there from a Johnny Fortune. Also there from Highmar, chasing it into the corner. Highmar touches it last. It'll be a throw for Pittsburgh here as we head toward the 2nd minute. Ambrose left it for Highmar. Jackson Conway lost the joust to Ordonez. Shane Wheat the last to touch to get it, to keep it away from a charging Nicholas Firmino up the left, so it'll stick with Atlanta United 2.
Yeah, good run from Firmino there. I like the aggressiveness. Those duels was a glaring number in the first half. Atlanta's got to be better, and they can't have these giveaways.
Can Pittsburgh do anything with it? Dequa looking off to the left. It is Rivera. Cuts it toward the top of the arc. Inside the 18, Luke Brennan is there. He'll let it go. It's going to be goal kick.
Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern. Plus, hear live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the SXM app.
Sent towards center circle. Pittsburgh won the joust, and here comes Robbie Mertz after he gets it from Kizza.
Mertz tucking inside more, creating overloads for the Riverhounds.
Dixon tried to get around Highmar. Griffin toward the 6, through everything.
Two players down for Atlanta. Reyes back on his feet after the collision. Referee stopped it because 2 players were down, including the goalkeeper.
Noah Cobb's the other.
We'll take a look to see how that happened. Not exactly sure. It's dangerous work to get the opportunity forward. Cobb in some distress. I don't know if he's going to be able to continue. Not sure if that's a cramp or not. I mentioned Mertz tucking inside. We've seen Pittsburgh really line up a lot in a 3-4-3, but Mertz is going to come into the middle to try to find the game and try to impact the game. And what that's doing is it's creating a 3v2 for the Riverhounds against Tiente, against Fortune, with Firmino kind of isolated, looking to get forward when he can, but kind of isolated defensively, and it's forcing Bryce Washington into some tough spots. So Atlanta's got to figure that out, some of the spacing. As Pittsburgh gets more defenders forward, Atlanta's having a hard time dealing with the numbers.
Noah Cobb up on his feet. That's a good sign.
Yeah, he's still hurting. We'll see if he can come back even for just a little while as Atlanta wants to prepare a substitution. I'd expect Cobb to be substituted here at some point, but can he come back on and allow a player to get warmed up just a little bit more? Nelson Orji, Efrain Morales would be, I think, obvious solutions there to replace Cobb if he needs to come off.
Drop ball for Pittsburgh.
Well done on that drop ball. It's Pittsburgh's ball, making sure that they continue the attack that was taken away from them because of an injury concern. That's good refereeing by Corleva.
Wheat to Dixon. Defended by Highmar. Dixon worked it centrally a little bit, peeled it back to the outside on the right, and Canardo Forbes. Griffin back to Wheat. Quick peeks to his left and right, gave it to Forbes on his right. Griffin back to Mertz. Traeger in pursuit. Back to Ordonez now. Ordonez going from right to left over Luke Brennan's shoulder. Brought down by Rivera. Wheat once again. Looking for Kizza. Too much on it. It'll be a goal kick.
Cobb back on, moving gingerly. Was able to pick up a little bit of speed there as he tracked back, but pulled up pretty fast.
Launched past center circle. First contact was by Jackson Conway. And Pittsburgh once again with it.
Smart from Mikael Williams just to drop off, get into the lane there that Conway's trying to head it on for Traeger.
Kizza gets around Mikey Ambrose. Looking to his left, cuts it back toward the arc. Forbes, big save by Reyes and cleared.
Great work by Pittsburgh, and it starts with Kizza out wide on the right. Kenardo Forbes, the Jamaican veteran, plowing through the middle, gets a great opportunity that forces the save with the left hand from Reyes. So Johnny Fortune there to clean it up. Good footwork from Reyes to stay big and keep himself in that as Forbes tried to kind of cut it back behind him. Reyes was able to react quickly.
Mertz from Dixon tries to get it around to Johnny Fortune, does. Gave it to Forbes, back to Danny Griffin, and then all the way back. Now down the left-hand side, Luke Brennan is there to defend. It doesn't look like it was going to have enough momentum to clear the end line, but it does. Goal kick.
Good work by Brennan. The reigning title holders visit in-state rivals as the USL on ESPN2 continues. Orange County SC looks for a late-season surge against Sacramento Republic FC Sunday, September 18th at 5 p.m. on ESPN2.
Highmar looking for Tiente. Goes out. Here comes Pittsburgh quickly.
Got to re-engage fast there. Pittsburgh not going to waste any time.
Well done by Highmar to get in the way as Alex Dixon was looking inside the 18. So it'll be a throw for the Riverhounds here early in the 54th minute.
I've been so close to saying it multiple times tonight that, you know, Alex Dixon I feel like is one of the most underrated players in the USL Championship. Danny Griffin, I feel like one of the most underrated players in the USL Championship. Shane Wheat. Is just the entire Pittsburgh Riverhounds roster underrated? Are they underrated as a team?
Jackson Conway now for Atlanta United 2, and I think there is some merit to that. I think there is some merit to that notion that Pittsburgh is underrated as a team.
Look, I would not want to see these Riverhounds in a playoff match. In a one-off, as well as they defend, and you know Bob Lilly's always going to focus on that. You know, his teams in Pittsburgh give up less than a goal a game over his 5 years with the club. They're going to be tough to break down. But look at how they're getting forward in a variety of different ways with Mertz involved now.
Rivera was looking for Kizza. Tony Tiente was there for Atlanta United 2, so it'll be a throw for Pittsburgh.
Speaking of underrated in USL Championship, Robbie Mertz. 4 goals, 7 assists on the season. And I think he fits this manner of playing, this game model that Bob Lilly's constructed, like a glove. I feel like he's really unlocked some things for the Riverhounds.
Wheat had about 10 yards to run. Give to Dixon. Blocked by Highmar. Well done to get around Wheat. Nicholas Firmino got Highmar ahead of him. That's where he goes. Ordonez is there. Stands up Highmar. Wins possession for Pittsburgh.
What a tackle by Arturo Ordonez. Another star at Pitt. And now the Riverhounds have an opportunity to get a second.
Brennan in pursuit as Deke was just outside the 18. Cuts it in briefly. Backtracking Kenardo Forbes to keep possession, and there's Rivera. Headed out by Bryce Washington. Found Firmino. Outlet to Mikey Ambrose. Highmar looking for Jackson Conway. But playing center field, Pittsburgh's back line. They're in control once again. And you're going to get a foul on Kenardo Forbes on Tony Tiente.
Yeah, waited to see if an advantage materializes. Atlanta wanted that ball over the top. Good refereeing to bring that back as Forbes just hits Tiente with the body block. Smart from Forbes. You don't let Tiente turn and be able to run there. That's a foul you don't mind giving up.
Jack Collison, 57th minute, down 1-0. Pittsburgh with a goal later than late in the first half. Highmar down the left.
Collison looking at some options on the bench right now.
Headed up into the air toward the arc. Robbie Mertz with the touch. Kenardo Forbes is there. Tiente tries to gain control and a foul.
Smart from Forbes. You know, he's making sure that the referee has to call it. It's a veteran maneuver from the 34-year-old Jamaican. Tiente has the arms extended. It's an easy call to make, but Forbes makes sure that the call gets made.
Luke Brennan's night is done after 57 minutes. Eric Centeno is now in.
That was a good night for Luke Brennan. Really good first half. Had some nice moments. Defended pretty well against a really challenging team. Got to manage minutes for the teenagers coming up from the academy. Brennan's played a lot of minutes, and he's got some big moments coming up with the U.S. Youth National Team as well, as he's earned his way into that pool. It's been a really good 2022 for Luke Brennan.
Rivera. Centeno with the challenge. It's going to stick with the Riverhounds.
So with Centeno on that side now, I think you get a little more 1v1 ability going forward, as Noah Cobb had to sit down again. I'm surprised that he wasn't subbed there in that last one. I wasn't sure how much longer he could continue.
And I think we've got our answer. Efren Morales is off with the bib and the training jersey. Looks like he's going to put on his jersey in a hurry.
Now the question will be, does Morales go into the back line where Cobb has been, or does he play in the midfield in front and the shape change a little bit for Atlanta as they try to get more numbers forward? Bob Lilly coaching demonstratively from the touchline.
I was going to say, is there any other way that he coaches?
The arms do not stop from Bob Lilly.
Constant gesticulation, I guess, from Bob Lilly.
Believe he was speaking with Robbie Mertz.
And now the substitution, when it happens for Noah Cobb, would leave only one more window for Atlanta United 2 to make substitutions in the final 30 minutes.
I will suggest to upcoming teams that are broadcasting the Pittsburgh Riverhounds to have a Bob Lilly cam.
Yes.
You need a Bob Lilly cam.
All of the hand gestures, all of the coaching that he does. There's the official. The board's up. So Morales is in. Noah Cobb is out. But yeah, I think you could have its own experience, like a second screen of just the Lilly cam.
I'd be in for that. I would watch that. And again, talking about underrated. One of the most underrated coaches in American soccer over the years.
The numbers statistically about the defense, about the playoffs, it's staggering when you think about what Bob Lilly has been able to accomplish as a coach.
I'm telling you, this Eastern Conference, it's really competitive this season, but Pittsburgh's a team, and they've got to lock up that home game. They get a home game in the first round. It's such a big help. But they're a team that I would not want to see in a knockout game.
Coming into tonight, they were the 4. Only a handful of points behind Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay got off to a slow start. They have found their sea legs.
So Atlanta keeping the same shape. Morales drops into the back line.
Tiente gets there before Griffin.
Crafty from Tiente.
Highmar looking toward top of the 6. Headed by Jackson Conway right on to Kevin Silva.
Good advantage decision from Corleva. Kept the play going, and a dangerous cross from Highmar to pick out Conway. Flashing header. Silva, great positioning. Makes the save look a little easier than it was.
Dixon. Center circle, Canardo Forbes on the turn. Rivera. Back to Forbes. Danny Griffin. Possession won by Tiente. Hit Corleva.
It's a drop ball. It's Atlanta's ball. It's unlucky there. Not much else Corleva could do. Yellow card.
A yellow card for Danny Griffin.
I think the big calls have been made really well tonight by Corleva. The cards I'm still a little confused by. It's felt a little hard to follow what's a yellow card situation and what isn't. But the big decisions to be made, she's gotten them right.
6th yellow of the season for Griffin. Efren Morales with his first set of touches. Looking for Highmar. Dixon gets there first. He finds Kizza. And Kizza back to Wheat.
If Atlanta's going to play more direct here as the night goes on, they've got to be in position to win that second ball. If you don't win the first, that's okay. You've got to be in a position to press and win the second or force an immediate turnover. That's where the gap is at the moment.
Robbie Mertz, Griffin, Mikael Williams. Rivera returned. The back and forth continues with those two. Double team works for Atlanta United, and the twos get it with Centeno.
Strong defending from Centeno. It's the area of his game that's got to continue to improve. Conway with a back heel nearly plays Firmino through.
Goes all the way back to Silva. Traeger was in pursuit. Bryce Washington is there to a Johnny Fortune.
So far, Bryce Washington and a Johnny Fortune on yellow cards have done a good job of staying away from trouble.
Ambrose, Efren Morales, Bryce Washington. Centeno, Fortune, and all the way back to Morales. A lot of touches for Atlanta United here with possession. Tony Tiente.
Yeah, but they're all in a non-threatening area. You've got to find a way to break some lines here and be a little brave.
Tiente looking for Highmar. Wheat was there first. Dixon can't keep control. Gets lost in the legs of Traeger. Dixon comes away with it for Pittsburgh.
Traeger almost won that second ball.
Dixon cycles through the gears, but back there to defend was Bryce Washington. He finds Highmar. Robbie Mertz is there to break that up, and Wheat gets it for Pittsburgh.
I just couldn't quite bring it down under control. Highmar has been a little quiet tonight.
Rivera. Dixon. Deflected by Tiente. Morales sends it up into the air, but Wheat is there for Pittsburgh. Toward the top of the arc. Headed away. Canardo Forbes will get it, and he'll give to Rivera on the left. Back to Forbes. Gets it away from Firmino. Dixon. Headed away by Morales outside the 18. Centeno will track it down for Atlanta United 2. And it's going to stick with Pittsburgh.
They just don't give up on the play. They're constantly trying to get the ball back, and they force those turnovers that keep possession in the attacking third.
Forbes just outside the 18. Big save. Gloves in the air by Reyes.
That's a knuckleball that Forbes hit. Might have been tailing away from the far post. Reyes can't know that for sure. Has to make the big save.
Traeger to Conway. Nice piece of work there to keep it away from Ordonez. Center circle. Firmino. Centeno. Step overs, through ball, Fortune toward the 6th. Conway in! Jackson Conway, the header, goal number 8 on the year, and with 25 to go, the Twos and the Riverhounds are equal.
That's the bravery that I was talking about. At number 8, Johnny Fortune makes a really long overlapping run, gets rewarded from Centeno, and puts it on a platter for Big Jacko to head it home. Incredible recognition from a Johnny Fortune. You have the 1v1 that Centeno thrives in. Fortune makes a long run. At this point in the match, he might not get the ball. He does, and he puts it up for Conway to go head home. Brilliant work from the captain, a Johnny Fortune, and a well-placed header from Conway.
24 to go, and the Twos are tied with Pittsburgh.
That's the growth of a Johnny Fortune.
Tristan Traeger gets the ball away from Robbie Mertz, looking for Conway. Ordonez was there. Conway got possession, got it caught between his legs. Couldn't quite happen. Chaos just outside the net.
Conway didn't give up on it. Traeger tried to play it through, didn't put quite enough on it. But Conway nearly made something out of this after a loose touch from Ordonez. Draws a little bit of contact, gets the corner. Great hard work from Jackson Conway up top tonight. He hasn't seen the ball a ton as Atlanta's been under a lot of defensive pressure, but he's made his moments count.
Highmar will take the corner for the twos. It'll be an in-swinger with the left. Played short. Better angle. Highmar looking over everyone. Goal kick.
Didn't quite come off the way they were intending. Highmar over hits it. But Atlanta feeling really good about their play even before the goal. Let's see if they can build on this, and let's see how a veteran team like the Riverhounds respond to giving up a goal and giving up the lead once again. Remember, this happened last week.
2-goal lead to Red Bulls. 2 goals by Robbie Mertz and Mikael Williams ended up in a 2-2 draw. They had a 1-0 lead here in Kennesaw, and now they're tied at 1 once again.
Celebrating its 75th anniversary, Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. Choose what you play with at www.selectsportamerica.com. Select, league's choice, player's choice.
Ordonez back. Traeger buzzing the tower a little bit, causing Kevin Silva to get rid of it.
Like, you have a young team that gets a goal, gets an equalizer. They are feeling it at the moment, flying all over the pitch, Atlanta United 2.
Tiente gains control. Imagination there. Centeno gets away from the double team. Keeps possession to Bryce Washington.
Gonna move that point of attack quickly when you can evade the double team. Not quite fast enough here. It's good defending from Pittsburgh.
Reyes looking down the middle, and he'll find Kevin Silva.
Those moments where the possession turns over, that's where Atlanta United 2 has to switch their perspective really quickly to defensive mode. At times it's been a little too slow to switch.
Reyes finds Jackson Conway quickly.
What a ball from Reyes.
Highmar to Firmino. Twos working quickly. Highmar took a peek with the left. Ordonez got in the way. Highmar sends it in about 12 yards out, headed up into the air. Silva's there.
Fortune went up to fight for it. Wasn't able to get a whole lot on it from that distance. But here's where you have to transition to defending, because Pittsburgh can make you pay.
Dixon. Forbes lets it go to Robbie Mertz. Rivera. Well done there by Centeno. Second slide to try to keep possession for Atlanta United 2. Doesn't work. Danny Griffin.
Subs coming for the Riverhounds at the next opportunity. Angelo Kelly Rosales is one of them.
Griffin to Rivera. Back to Mikael Williams.
Looks like Luis Argudo will be the other one. There's a third that we have not spotted as of yet.
Dixon past Mertz to Rivera on the left. Swept in, back post, headed down and in. After 5 minutes of being tied at 1, the Riverhounds take the lead one more time, and it's Dikwa into the back of the net. Riverhounds now up 2-1.
It's that man again, Albert Dikwa, but what a cross from Danny Rivera, his 5th assist of the season. A lot of space on the back post. Rivera had room to put that ball in. Dikwa got between Ambrose and Highmar and behind Morales. And a perfectly placed header from Albert Dikwa. Gets 2 goals, and he gets the captain's armband as well.
So here's your triple sub. Looks like Alex Dixon's night is done. And Mark Ibarra is in. Argudo will come in as well. And Angelo Kelly will come in. Triple change in the 72nd minute.
Yeah, curious to see how this plays out because these subs were coming at 1-1. Unless Bob Lilly has a crystal ball over there on the bench, he's making those subs at a level game, and now the situation has changed a little bit. I think all 3 of these guys can help protect a 2-1, don't get me wrong. And fresh legs in the middle of the park make things a little more comfortable. Probably more of a 3-5-2 now for Pittsburgh.
Morales sends the ball away, so it'll be a throw for Pittsburgh. Argudo with his first touch. So it is Argudo, Ibarra, and Kelly in. Dixon, Forbes, and Mertz out with 20 minutes to go.
1 goal, 1 assist this year for Luis Argudo. Experience in MLS with the Columbus Crew. He also scored against Atlanta back in April.
Griffin gains control, has Rivera to his left. That's where he goes. First touch from Angelo Kelly. Fans of Atlanta United, too, might remember Angelo Kelly with his time with the Charleston Battery.
Over 100 games in the USL Championship, most of them in Charleston.
Dikwa. Back to Wheat. Argudo. Right side, Wheat. Toward the 6, headed away by Bryce Washington and a foul.
Good header from Washington under pressure from Kizza. So now it looks like Pittsburgh has 1 more player centrally. We talked about Mertz tucking in and creating an overload. That last sequence, you saw Pittsburgh with a free man, it felt like everywhere. Can Atlanta United, too, adjust their shape a little bit or just make sure that people are accounted for in some of those moments? Because they've got to start taking a few more chances now that they've fallen behind again.
Tiente gets away from Griffin. Has to send it quickly back to Reyes. Bryce Washington now up the right-hand side.
Good reaction from Tiente. Dikwa thought he had him.
Pressure from Pittsburgh, knocked up into the air, but it'll be a throw for Atlanta United, too. 16 minutes and any added time on the board here in Kennesaw. Thanks for hanging out with us alongside Jason Longshore. I'm John Nelson. Thanks for accessing us however you have been doing so tonight. And Wheat will play it back to Kevin Silva. Traeger and Firmino pressuring. Tiente wins the header. Angelo Kelly is there for Pittsburgh. Give to Rivera. Back to Kelly.
1 more sub opportunity for Atlanta. 3 subs they can make with that opportunity. Pittsburgh, 2 more subs they can make in 2 more opportunities.
Ibarra with a lot of room. Has help to the left in Rivera. Rivera cuts it centrally. Wind and fire deflected up and over. Chance was there once again for Danny Griffin.
Close out from Morales. He gets the touch. Griffin's pushed a little bit higher after the substitutions for the Riverhounds, putting himself in a dangerous opportunity there at the top of the 18. Watch Morales fight through traffic to try to get out to close out on him. Gets a touch on the shot.
Ibarra will take the corner for Pittsburgh. Be an in-swinger with the right. Up and over everybody. Jackson Conway was there to head it out of the 18. Pittsburgh will gain possession. Angelo Kelly back inside the 18. First touch there for Argudo. Back to Wheat. Argudo again. He'll go all the way back out center circle to Danny Rivera. Ordonez. Rivera. Argudo. Wheat to Kelly. He'll go back to Ordonez on the back line. Argudo flares to help out. Ends up going back to Ordonez, and they'll start it all over again. Intercepted, bad pass. Here's Tristan Traeger. Traeger to Firmino. Tries to spin away from Mikael Williams. It's going to stick with Atlanta United 2 with 13 to go. And here come your substitutions, Jason, that you were looking at for Atlanta United 2.
Good night for Tony Tiente. Darwin Mateus, much more of an attacking option here. Come in, the little magician will try to find some space. Nelson Orji for Mikey Ambrose. A little more of a like for like. He'll be on that left side of the three center backs. But Mateus is the one who might be able to pick the lock that Pittsburgh has defensively.
There's your look at Darwin Mateus.
These are the moments that you expect Mateus to make things happen. He has the ability. 2 goals, 3 assists on the season.
Throw inside the 18, headed away. Controlled by a Johnny Fortune looking into the corner. Can Highmark get there? Not in time.
Couldn't quite curl that one around. He got there before it went over the touchline, but wasn't going to be able to control across. You have to watch out for Orji in those moments, too. He has 2 goals this year. Very good in the air, the Nigerian 20-year-old. Spent time in Porto's academy in Portugal. Definitely one to watch for the future for Atlanta United. Like the growth that we've seen from Nelson Orji.
Nelson Orji 6'3", Efren Morales is 6'3", so the opportunities are there on set pieces as well. Foul on Pittsburgh. Atlanta wants to work quickly. Firmino to Bryce Washington. Back and forth with a Johnny Fortune. Back to Efren Morales. Nelson Orji. Back comes Pittsburgh and Argudo. Dikwa. Looking for help. Has it at the top of the arc. Kizza couldn't keep control. Kelly. Griffin. Centeno is there. Flag is up.
Kizza goes down behind the play. Johnny Fortune giving him a helping hand. Don't miss a minute of the action in 2022, whether your club is on the road or at home. Catch nearly every second of USL Championship action on ESPN+, the home to the USL, MLS, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com.
They're the 17s who've come out tonight with 10 minutes to go. There's Bob Lilly. When you look at the Eastern Conference, the teams in and around Pittsburgh right now, you're looking at Tampa, looking at Lou City, Birmingham. If I'm any of those, Pittsburgh for me is going to be hard to handle.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch this team in the postseason. I think the addition of Robbie Mertz just gives them a different dynamic. But they can close up shop and defend as well. It's a situation that we see with teams that have a little bit of that defensive identity where sometimes in moments you need to be able to increase what you can do in the attack. And I think Pittsburgh has done that this season. They feel like more of an attacking team. We've seen a lot of that tonight than maybe we've seen in the past. But they still have that defensive mentality when the situation calls for it. Like we talked about earlier, though, they had a 2-0 lead last week. They let that get away from them. They need to show that they can hold a lead tonight against a young, hungry Atlanta United 2 side.
Highmar with the throw into Firmino.
You start getting those kinds of results, showing that you can hold on to 3 points, get the result, even if it's not exactly pretty, not exactly the game model that you want. You start to build some trust in the group. A little bit of bumper cars.
No whistle there. Everything's continuing on. Kelly to Rivera.
Yeah, right decision. Two players coming together. Nothing, no bad intent there.
Ibarra goes all the way back to Kevin Silva, and they'll start it up all over again. Dikwa gains control all the way through. Argudo has a chance, wanted to cut it over to his left. Highmar is there for Atlanta United too.
Excellent defending from Highmar. Just waited Argudo out and picked his pocket.
Looking down the middle for Jackson Conway. Through Conway. Traeger chests it down, but it's right at Silva.
Wasn't able to get a whole lot on that, Tristan Traeger. You see the frustration from Ordonez that it got all the way through. Pittsburgh can't give those opportunities up, but Traeger has to maximize it and make something out of it.
Danny Rivera down for Pittsburgh.
It's a great ball from Nelson Orgio over the top. Conway and Traeger are there. It's a 2v3 this time, but it gets all the way through, and you see Rivera at the end of it, grabbing the back of that left leg, grabbing the calf. Could be cramping up a bit. Late, it's been hot today on the road. Also, you have a 2-1 lead, so it can be a little advantageous.
Try to work the clock a little bit.
That's part of the game.
No doubt.
It's part of the game. We'll see if the time gets added back. You also saw in that last little shot of a Johnny Fortune going around talking to teammates. He took the captain's armband from Robbie Mertz when Robbie departed to head back to Pittsburgh. And Mertz talked a lot this season and late last season about the growth of a Johnny Fortune and just loving playing with him and seeing his development. Little things like what you just saw from Fortune, going around to teammates, trying to pick them up for this last push. That's something that he picked up from Robbie Mertz during his time here.
Looks like Bob Lilly's going to use his final 2 subs. At the first chance that he will be allowed to. And that might be the night for Danny Rivera as a part of it. And here come those subs. It is the end of the night for Danny Rivera, so checking in will be Jesse Williams with 6 minutes to go.
Williams, young defender from Trinidad and Tobago. 6 caps already at 21 years old, Jesse Williams.
And now your other substitution is Jelani Peters, and that is the night for Edward Kizza with 5 to go.
Peters, another defender, also from Trinidad and Tobago. 4 caps for them last year.
Previously with Toronto FC 2.
Look, the intent's there now, and you see the like for like defensively, but also then a forward coming off for a defender. Pittsburgh wants to shut things down here at 2-1. Now with the spacing a little different, can Atlanta find some pockets to play?
Williams with the throw into Argudo, gains possession, tries to push it through, gets past Morales and ends up with Reyes. Reyes looking long, looking for Jackson Conway. Had to turn around both shoulders. Here comes Atlanta United 2. Conway looking to turn, keeps possession away from Angelo Kelly. Looking for Centeno, finds Pittsburgh instead.
Yeah, not quite synced up there. Centeno a little bit quicker than Conway could turn and face.
Highmar gets around Williams, looking far post, headed up into the air. Conway surveys. Angelo Kelly heads it up into the air. Firmino with the 3rd header in a row. Argudo is there. Williams couldn't quite get all of it. Bryce Washington continuing the head tennis and a foul on Jackson Conway.
Conway wasn't able to get up in the air with Peters that time. Kind of ducked for his own safety, but undercut Jelani Peters. That cross from Highmar, Tristan Traeger had found some space between all these center backs for Pittsburgh, But the cross just couldn't quite find him.
Four minutes plus time added on. Pittsburgh was tied at 1 5 minutes later. Dequa's brace made it 2-1 for the Riverhounds, and here they come again. Jesse Williams. Back to Ibarra, top of the arc. Nelson Orji takes a swing at it, and here comes Atlanta United 2. Conway from Centeno, back to Bryce Washington.
It's been a great night for Jackson Conway. Done everything you want out of a number 9 in this kind of system.
Orji looking for Traeger and ends up with Kevin Silva.
Atlanta's got to try to get Mateus going. Don't know if he's touched the ball since he came on.
Silva looking for Dequa. Third touch controlled by Ibarra. Dequa gets past Bryce Washington to try to gain control. Sends it off of Bryce. It'll be a throw for the Riverhounds with 2.5 to go.
So good from Albert Dequa tonight. 24 years old. Sometimes at that age, with the amount of games that he has as well, over 100 games at this level, things start to click. You start to connect all of the dots. 9 goals now with his 2 tonight this season. He'll more than likely be in double digits for the year, turning into one of the top strikers in the league.
Williams and Atlanta United 2 players both touching it. We get a card.
Yeah, you might have been able to hear some of that verbiage.
Just a bit.
Maybe more of the tone of the verbiage.
Firmino tries to get out of trouble. Orji looking for Conway. Ordonez is there, wins the second ball. So Williams does get the yellow. It'll be a throw for Atlanta United 2 with about 80 seconds plus time added on. Morales and Reyes. Bryce Washington. The Johnny Fortune. Centeno lost control. It didn't go out. It ends up going over to Pittsburgh in possession. Bryce Washington is upended by Luis Argudo.
Same thing we saw earlier from Conway. Washington goes up, and Argudo's not going to be able to go up and contest it. Kind of ducks for his own safety, but undercuts Washington to create a really rough landing.
And Coroleva wasn't having it from Argudo either.
We're hearing 5 minutes of stoppage time.
Orji to Williams. Danny Griffin. Williams gets past Highmar. Angelo Kelly with room. Pulls it back, goes over to the left-hand side. Riverhounds keeping possession. Mikael Williams. Peters up and over and into the corner. Can Argudo get there? Yes, he can.
Great ball from Peters.
Angelo Kelly thought about it and instead sends it over into the open space with Jesse Williams again. Atlanta United 2 down a goal, trying to win the ball back. You see Highmar trying to be physical with Williams. Wins possession for the Twos.
Nice work by Highmar. Physical but not fouling.
Fortune. Efren Morales.
Got to get numbers forward now.
Bryce Washington. Back to a Johnny Fortune in the middle.
3 Pittsburgh attackers turned defenders, making it difficult for Atlanta to break.
Darwin Mateus. Spins away from Griffin. Center circle. Looking for help. Was looking to get Highmark going down the left and just sent all the way down to the other end by Pittsburgh.
Yeah, not on the same page there. Atlanta has to continue getting numbers forward and take some chances now.
Fortune, Bryce Washington, Efren Morales. Reyes to Nelson Orji. Orji's got about 15 yards of space. Closed down quickly by Dikwa. Firmino. Fortune. Defended by Argudo. It's going to be a throw for the twos. They got to act quickly here because they've got about 3 minutes.
It's the commitment to defending out of Pittsburgh all over the field. They just make you work for every inch of field position you get.
Turnover for Pittsburgh. Dikwa will track it down and make the right-hand turn. Highmar is chasing. And a foul on Highmar and a card.
Call the foul there, you have to really give that card. Not sure how much contact there was unless he grabbed him and pulled him back. No, there's really not much in it. Dikwa knows that he's going to be able to pull that one off with very minimal contact. But if you call that foul, you have to show the yellow.
Just inside 35, Pittsburgh in no hurry with just over 2 minutes.
They're just going to keep possession.
Dikwa got around Highmark quickly, but here comes Atlanta United 2 once again winning possession.
It's another good takeaway by Atlanta United 2, but can they make something of it? Running out of time.
Morales, Reyes. Pittsburgh ready to defend. Morales looking for a partner. Gives it to Nelson Orji. Darwin Mateus. About 80 seconds. Mateus going for the big switch from left to right. Headed up into the air. Bryce Washington will get there for Atlanta United 2. Touched by Argudo for a throw.
Good work by Washington, stepping up high into the play. About 90 seconds.
Johnny Fortune. Onto the right wing, Centeno. Step overs. Wants to send it in toward the top of the sixth. Headed up into the air, and Silva will get it.
Got the 1v1 you want. With Eric Centeno on the pitch, you want him in 1v1 situations. He's going to find crossing opportunities, and it wasn't a bad cross at all to the near post. Atlanta just couldn't win it.
Mikael Williams looks like he is down for Pittsburgh.
I think that was more of a time-wasting situation. Corleva said, get on with it.
Dikwa back to Angelo Kelly. Over to the right and Jesse Williams. Wheat down the right. Danny Griffin back to Williams.
So good from the Riverhounds to try to see this thing out.
Williams again. Turns with the right. It's going to be a throw for Atlanta United 2, and you're looking at about 15 seconds, maybe 30.
Yeah, last roll of the dice for Atlanta.
Kelly in pursuit of Jackson Conway. Well defended by Angelo Kelly to get the ball away from Jackson Conway.
Conway earned a throw, though.
And Williams gets the yellow. So Highmar trying to back up as far as he can. He'll push the message boards back, the ad boards back.
He can get this to the edge of the 18, maybe into it. You got to find a flick on.
First touch by Pittsburgh, but Highmar will track it down toward the 6. Peters up in the air for Pittsburgh. A Johnny Fortune from about 35. Give to Darwin Mateus. And that's it.
Little surprised they didn't let that play out. Darwin Mateus is in possession, 25 yards from the goal. The attack is still continuing. Little surprised that that wasn't played to its conclusion. But you're also past the 5. You know you have to maybe give a little more urgency there to put the ball back in the 18. We see referees often allow that to play out, but they don't have to. And Corleva doesn't in this case.
And when we come back, we'll put a bow on it. Pittsburgh leaves Atlanta with full points. Riverhounds win it 2-1 as they're chasing the 3 and the 4 in the East. We'll come back to Kennesaw, put a bow on it. The USL Championship on ESPN+. Stick and stay. We'll be right back.
BB&T and SunTrust are now Truist, together for better.
Los accidentes suceden sin avisar y conseguir el tratamiento médico que usted o un familiar merece puede resultar difícil si no cuenta con la ayuda de un buen abogado. Por eso nos dedicamos a pelear por sus derechos, asegurándonos que usted no solo reciba la compensación que merece, sino que también reciba la mejor atención médica. Le atendemos en español. 404-888-8888. Bader Law Firm, comprometidos con usted y su familia.
Piedmont believes in the people powering Georgia. It's why we're leading real change in healthcare to give you a better, seamless, more unified experience, so you can simply access and manage your care all in one place, with tools that make it easy to find and book a doctor from almost anywhere, anytime, and even check in before you walk in. Let's keep powering Georgia's growth. Piedmont, real change lives here.
BB&T and SunTrust are now Truist, together for better.
Welcome back to Kennesaw. Jack Collison catching up with Robbie Mertz. So Robbie Mertz, his first time back in a different jersey than one involving the 5 stripes. Great to see Robbie tonight, and obviously the respect shown by Jack Collison and everyone on the Atlanta United 2 side. Our man of the match tonight presented by our friends at Piedmont Orthopedics. He came in tonight with 7 goals. He leaves the night with 8.
Ties the all-time franchise record for goals in a season with time to potentially break that. Not just the goals tonight, though, for Jackson Conway. I thought the overall work, winning his duels, bringing others into the play, defending, really strong performance from big number 36.
All right, let's take a look at the schedules for both of these clubs, the next 5s, and we'll start with match stats first and foremost. It was dominant in the first half for Pittsburgh. Once again, 13-7 in shots. What else do you see from this, and what else did you know from this?
Better in the second half for Atlanta United. I talked about the duels and the aerial duels, how they were very lopsided to Pittsburgh in the first half. It finished with Pittsburgh winning 52% of the duels overall. Big improvement in the second half from Atlanta. Much better second 45 for Atlanta United too.
Now let's take a look at the next 5s for both of these clubs, and we'll start with the visitors in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh right now with their win live scoring has them in 5th on goal difference. Identical record to Birmingham. You've got them having Charleston coming to Highmark. Then they are at Loudoun. Then Louisville, Birmingham, those 2 games 3 and 4 pretty tough, 4 days apart. Then Orange County after a 10-day break. So Pittsburgh can make some noise, make a charge. Then they're going to have to defend up against Lou City and Birmingham. Tough matchups in 3 and 4 before the East-West crossover with the defending champs. For Atlanta United 2, their homestand continues. This was match 3 in an 11-day period. We come back in 7 days' time. It is FC Tulsa that is coming to the fraction here in Kennesaw. Then on short rest, Memphis 901, who is right now in 2nd in the East, is going to come in the midweek to take on Atlanta United 2. Then they go to take on the Miami FC at Ricardo Silva. Indy 11 after 10 days rest. And that's the last home match of the year. Their final 2 matches are out west and on the road. The first one against Los Dos on the 8th of October. For Atlanta United 2 tonight, they were down a goal. Jackson Conway got his 8th of the season, but it was a brace by Albert Dequa that ended up being the difference. Pittsburgh leads Atlanta with all full points, winning 2-1 over Atlanta United 2. For Jason Longshore and everyone here at Kennesaw State, thanks for hanging out with us. You've watched the USL Championship on ESPN+. Play safe, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.